Speaking in Falmouth, musician Fergal Sharkey becomes the latest to call for better water quality in our rivers and sea.
I began to notice, like wild swimmers, the ugly underbelly of the sewage system floating by me while I'm standing in a river.
A very good evening and welcome to the programme. First tonight, pop icon and activist Fergal Sharkey's been in Falmouth today, calling for water companies to stop spilling sewage into the sea.
The former Undertones frontman is now an environmental campaigner fighting for clearer seas and rivers, and addressed a crowd at Gyllyngvase beach earlier. Grace Pascoe has this report.
Fergal Sharkey is a man on a mission. He wants sewage spills to stop, and was in Falmouth today slamming South West Water's record.
The local water company last year spent over 530,000 hours dumping sewage into local rivers and onto local beaches. It is an abhorrent failure of regulation. It is an abhorrent act of corporate greed, financial engineering, and it is an abhorrent breach and abuse of bill payers' trust and our faith in the system. The chief executive locally got rewarded with a 58% pay rise. It is one of the worst environmental performance records in the whole industry, and we are supposed to applaud and celebrate that. We should be out on beaches protesting it.
Gyllyngvase is an ever-popular town beach with people braving the water every day. I asked some of them for their thoughts on sewage spills.
I think it can lead to a lot of infections for everyone who's getting into the water, especially the surfers and the children. So I'm really hoping that there will be another solution found to deal with the waste water.
I think it's disgusting, personally. A number of people I know who have got ill from being in the sea after sewage outlets, after sewage spills, is ridiculous.
Our beaches can be incredible, and they're constantly being bombarded with sewage and waste, which is unforgivable, really.
Fergal tells me his passion against pollution is personal.
Well, I was actually minding my own business, standing in a river fly fishing, and began to notice rivers that I cared for die. I began to notice, like wild swimmers, the ugly underbelly of the sewage system floating by me while I'm standing in a river. That's a pretty shocking experience, and clearly I thought that isn't right.
Fergal's ultimate goal is for sewage spills to become a thing of the past. Grace Pascoe, ITV News, Falmouth.
Well, in response to Grace's report, we've had this statement from South West Water. They say, "We are serious about tackling storm overflows, and change of this scale takes time, ambition and increased investment. And that is why we are investing £850 million in our region over 2 years."
They go on to say the increase in the storm overflow spills this year can be accounted for by the amount of named storms and weather warnings in 2023. It's clear that we need to redesign our systems, they say, which we are already doing. Chief Executive Susan Davey has voluntarily declined her bonus for the second year running. The separate long-term award that she's received relates to her work in 2021 and has been reinvested immediately into the company.